Hello and welcome to another new episode of Learning Simplified. All we are going to do, we are going to use Google Fonts into our WordPress website. That means in case of this particular font which is being used over here into this site title, we won't be using this font family and instead we will be using another font family from the Google Fonts. So all we have to do now, we need to get back to Google and here we will be looking for Google Fonts. And there it goes. So among these fonts, we will be first using, for say this one, Baskerville. So as usual, we are going to select this one and we will be copying this one from here. Now up to this part it is alright, you know the drill, how to use Google Fonts into your project, but this time it is a WordPress website, so we need to move on with extreme precaution. In the first case, we are getting back to this extreme left panel and here we are going to edit it. But on the other hand, I would like to say here that any changes, those are made inside this particular hardcore coding. That means the coding, those have been involved over here into this particular editor part. Those will be lost in case if we make some updates into our WordPress website. Now let's get back to our project and here into this extreme right part where the theme files are being stored, we will be looking for the header.php and here it is, theme header.php. And this is the part where actually the header part of your WordPress website appears. So into this part, right beneath all other code, those have been assembled over here under this head segment. All we are going to do, we are going to paste this particular link href part that we have copied from this Google Fonts. And now what we are going to do, we are going to copy this CSS rule. So we are copying it and we are getting back to our project. First of all, let's get back to customize part and here into this additional CSS where we had made this particular changes to the site tagline. All we are now going to do, we are going to paste the CSS rule that we have copied from Google Fonts. There it goes. On placing this particular font family here, already this site title font family is now changed into a different one. If we just move it from here, in case if we do not use it, you can see that at the very instance when it was removed from our additional CSS part, we can see that the initial font family is now restored. It has now restored into its initial font family that was assigned to execute into this particular site display. Now all we are going to do, we are going to paste it here and we can see that the changes have now taken place. And in the same issue, all we are going to do, we are going to use a text shadow here of, for say 1 pix, this one. So we can see that all those changes, those have now taken place. So if we now publish and if we now get back to our project and reload, and we can see that already the font family is now changed, the color is now changed, font weight is now changed. So we have successfully implemented this particular font from Google Fonts into our WordPress website and it will now be written for the time being into our project. But as I have disclosed to you as before, in case of any kind of updates made into this particular project and all those changes will be lost. So this is what we need to know from this particular tutorial. Hope you guys have liked this tutorial. If you guys have liked this tutorial, then do not hesitate to hit that red subscribe button down below. Hope to see you guys in our next tutorial.